All right, and we are back. So now we are doing our Arlington race recap. Arlington race recap, the 450 class, brought to you by Holster Co., maker of Kydeck holsters for things that go bang bang. If you like things that go bang bang, make sure to check them out. They also sell things that go bang bang and the bang bangs that come out of the bang bangs and the banging, and everybody's bang banging around there.
Beeping.
Make sure to check them out at miholsterco.com. So bringing you your 450 race recap here for the Triple Crown. On the line with us, other co-host of the show, Supercross only, Cole Ugetti. How them Oreos, bud?
Oh, they're good, dude. I'm trying not to crunch into the mic right now or my AirPods.
Are they golden Oreos or regular Oreos?
They're regular, so...
Double stuffed or regular stuffed?
That's where I was going with this. So the boys, we went grocery shopping while we were down south riding, and whoever was in charge of the Oreos really fucked up. They didn't get double stuff.
What
Wow.
a fucking loser.
You should have kicked them out of the camp.
Yep, standard, basic Oreos.
Bitches.
But
Wow.
you had some peanut butter and stuff. You dip them in peanut butter. It's the fucking move.
Okay, I have not done that yet, but I have heard that it's the move.
Make sure you got to have milk, though, because that shit gets heavy quick.
I mean, that's easy. We always got milk.
Yeah, I
around here,
know.
bro. Trust
You
me.
always got fucking milk.
Big milk
maybe
drinker.
maybe a little vanilla. I don't know if you're an oat milk guy, but vanilla oat milk. Chase it down a little bit.
No, we drink.
Okay, I
we
knew
drink-
you were about to say something.
Drink skim milk over here. We're not one of those.
I thought you were about to say we are real men over
I was
here.
gonna say I'm not a vegan. Well, I'm not gonna go
If
that.
you're a real man, we know what kind of milk you're drinking and where you're getting it from.
If we're see, so I'm not gonna go with the real man thing because I know then somebody's gonna be like, "Well, you gotta drink fucking whole milk," and I can't do that, dude.
That's no.
I drink that whole milk, and I'm just like,
Might as well just drink buttermilk at that point.
might as well just fucking suck it off the cow.
What the?
Pretty much.
Anyway,
Yeah, dude.
anyways,
So-
that was
Yeah,
weird.
anyway.
All right, let's get into our 450 race recap here. Let's start off.
Got some stuff to talk about this weekend.
We do got some stuff to talk about with the 450s.
Well, both classes actually.
Yeah, so let's start off.
Dude, so much. Oh my god.
First off, winner of the 450 class, Tomac goes 3-2-2 to take the win, and I mean,
Was only the winner because he was consistent. Was
Yep.
definitely not even close to the fastest
which
guy.
is a weird thing for Tomac to say, but
Yeah, I know. That was a little weird. I
Okay,
was,
but
was concerned after that first main though, that start.
yeah. But can we talk about that battle with Anderson at the end there?
Which one? Because there was two of them that he kind of well, the third main
The
obviously.
third main.
Well, I
I'm-
mean the one he backed out of.
Yeah.
In the second, I think it was the second main.
Well, he knew he had nothing
Yeah,
for
he
him.
made the move on Anderson, and Anderson squared up, cut under, did a lot of counterattacking, and Eli was just like, okay, well, I'm not dealing with this, which is also a pretty mature and smart move, in my opinion.
But that third main
You
though,
can't get at the third main. I don't think he could make anything happen.
He just wasn't as fast.
Was faster.
No, and
Yeah.
And I mean, it's super weird because watching what Ando's doing on that Kawasaki is very reminiscent of like Cooper Webb, where he can
he's turning down.
turn it and make it go anywhere.
I mean, he's doing things on that Cowie. Granted, the bike's a lot better, but he's doing things on that Cowie that even RV couldn't do, and that
Yeah.
bike was tailor made for RV.
Yeah.
And I was actually going to bring that up. I was like, he's turning down further in than I've ever watched somebody turn down on a Cowie.
Dude, when they were playing cat and mouse, I was thoroughly surprised at how he was turning that bike.
Well, usually, too, I was surprised in the fact that Eli is not really the best at doing that. Like, I'm going to outthink you. And,
Yeah.
like, you know, you go inside, I'm going to go outside, but then I'm going to cut back outside, you're going to go inside. Like, he's usually not the best at that because we've seen in the past he gets frustrated and then he just has a mental break. So I was, like, pleasantly surprised to see him to be able to do that for however many laps they did, 4 laps or whatever it was. But,
and you bring that up too, Justin. Sorry to cut you off.
no, that's okay, bud.
After the finish line there, where Jason got up next to him, Eli had the inside, slowed up, and played the game with him, which is something you don't really see Eli do a lot.
No.
Which tells me like you really wanted to win that fucking race.
Oh yeah, and like that was even, and I'm not even calling him out for the comment that he said, like heat of the moment, whatever. Like maybe going back and like it was different at the time, and then he's rewatched it. But like there are going to be people out there, especially the Tomac fanatics. They're like, oh, he didn't have to win that. And when Andrew got around him, he let up. But it's like Eli was out front and he made the comment about, oh, the first couple laps weren't great for me. But it's like, dude, you can say that like if you're behind somebody and marking them and then close the gap. When you are Eli Tomac, you are riding as good as you are, even if we go back to previous years, and you have the lead in a Supercross race, let alone a Triple Crown. it's hard for me to buy into. And I'm like I said, I am not calling Eli out on this. So like, don't jump on my ass about this. This is a small thing. But in making the comment, oh, my first couple laps weren't great, and then when he got around me, and then I started to loosen up a little bit, it's like, come on, bro. Like with you, of all people to have a lead in a Supercross race, let alone a Triple Crown, I'm just not buying that comment. But like I said, maybe it's one of those things. It was heat of the moment right after the race. You went back and watched it and realized, oh, like things weren't as bad as I thought. But I'm just listening to that.
I might buy it a little bit, though, because when's the last time we've seen Tomac have any pressure like that? Usually he's coming from the back and winning.
Yeah.
Or he's just way the fuck out front.
But that's what I mean, though. Like
something to that with some pressure on his ass.
But that's the thing, though. Like usually, even when he has somebody latched onto him, a guy that has been able to pace him in the past, the only person to do that to him in the last 3 years is Cooper Webb. And outside of that, usually it doesn't matter who it is, Kenny or not. If they're behind him, he usually checks out. Like he's gone. Cooper Webb has been the only guy that I can honestly think of off the top of my head that has been able to
gave him a run.
Exactly, and that's only because we know how smart Coop is. Not just they were straight up faster than him.
Yeah.
So like I said,
speaking of Coop, that pass on Barsha, like who put the pass on Barsha like that?
Well, yeah, that was a good place to do it.
We'll get to that.
Like I said, I'm not trying to put too much into it. It's not that big of a deal. I'm not harping on it. It is what it is. Like the comments are. But I'm listening to that. I'm going, okay, Eli, come on, bud. Like you were trying to win that race. You just weren't faster than him. It's okay. But he was all smiles, so I'm cool with it. Like, he wasn't like, oh, I'm pissed off, like, whatever. Like, I'm not all of a sudden a Tomac fan, but we've all talked about this. I like this version of Eli.
Yeah.
It kind of makes me wish this is what RV would have done.
Well, and did you ever listen to that podcast with the team manager over there? What's his name? Coker?
Scott or Jeremy Coker?
Yeah. Because, I mean, he basically said, he's like, when we went to Eli and told him, like, hey, we'd like to sign you, and we can't give you as much money, but I can give you, a fun environment or whatever. That was apparently a thing for Tomac, was that he was like, okay, cool. And as I think we're all seeing, he's having fun, which is good for everyone. And on top of that, I agree with Cole. He definitely looked mature last night in the in the play in the game, and then we'll get to Ando's maturity here in a second. He definitely looked mature last night and playing the game, and then kind of just letting him go because like, okay, cool, I'm not faster than you, and I'm not gonna hang it out to fucking win. So have fun. Like, see ya.
Well, I don't know if he was necessarily hanging it out because he didn't go beast mode, as we like to say with Eli, but
no, I'm talking about he didn't want to hang it out Ando was willing to.
Yeah. But this. And he's got the 6 points. He obviously doubled his points because Ando got second. But this kind of, the comment that you were making at, like, when we were at the beginning of the series, like, oh, Eli would go east. Like, he's more comfortable on that dirt. The bike, he's comfortable. He feels like the bike's going to even be better on the East Coast. Like I said, it's hard. He's got the 6 point gap now. But are you, and like I said, we're only 2 races in, but are you kind of walking that back? Because we're going to go to Daytona. But I think when you made those comments, at least the way I was interpreting your comments is, we're going to go East Coast and we're really going to see Eli like separate himself. Is it surprising to you, and I'm talking to Travis, not Cole, because me and Cole are kind of the same with Ando. Are you a little bit surprised that he is not, like Ando's was just faster than him last night, straight up. Is that surprising to you that Eli has not been like leaps and bounds better now that we're on the East? Because he's still the points leader, so it's hard to say. I just interpret those comments that you made a couple weeks ago that you were thinking when we got to East Coast, see ya, gone. This is like 2020 Eli. And he's not been the fastest guy 2 weekends in a row. And I know he had his issues last weekend, but let's be real. I still don't think he would have won that race if he would have got a start because Sexton was better than him. And Ando, he basically like, hey, Eli, hold my beer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we're 2 rounds into East. One of them's been a Triple Crown. We've got Daytona next week.
But he's the king of Triple Crowns, though.
We've got Daytona next week. Yeah, that's true. But Triple Crowns are always
won
weird.
Like every one he's entered.
Yeah, right? We even saw the statistic. Like his statistics are better.
He's
so
won
like
5. Yeah.
You can't really say, oh, it was a Triple Crown. He's the king of Triple Crowns.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, it looks okay still.
No.
It's not. I'm not shocked he hasn't taken off as much as I thought he would. But I'm not convinced that we're still not going to see that here as we progress.
See, that's where
I don't know though. But again, we're a small sample size. We're 2 rounds into East.
But 2 rounds though that he has not been the fastest guy.
Go 2 more and let's see. Now, obviously, Daytona
is different.
And so it's like super weird because here we go. The first 3 rounds of East. You've got a fucking Triple Crown, which, yes, he's the king, but whatever. It's still a Triple Crown, so it's different than normal. And then we've got Daytona, and then we had, Minneapolis. So let's get.
What happens if he doesn't win Daytona? Then are you going to change? I guess I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'm just trying to get what you think, since you were the one that made the comments, and I'm not like calling you out because it's fair to make.
I think it's gonna be scary good at Daytona, boys.
Yeah. No. I'm just saying a what if. We're playing the hypothetical game because of the conversation that I'm bringing up. If he doesn't win Daytona, is it going to be different then going into Detroit?
I mean, so Ando's really good. Okay, right now he's the best he's been in years. He looks really, really good. Obviously, the last 2 weeks,
he looks better than he did in his 2018 championship
probably
season.
yes.
I think so too.
And obviously, in the last 2 weeks, we've seen he's been slightly faster. But slightly faster is like it is a touch.
But he's caught past him.
I mean, even like last night, it's like a touch.
But see. Where I would disagree with that comment, and you're right, it's not a lot. It's not like he's 2 seconds a lap faster, but he caught and passed him.
But here's my question for you.
If he would have been out front...
Is it a catch and pass because there's different mindsets there? Okay.
No, because I think his mindset's the same.
But you don't think Ando, who is 29...
They're both the same age, yeah.
29, not married, no kids, is... slightly
not married in quotation marks.
Yeah, is slightly more sendy than a guy who is. Well, I don't know. Is Tomac married yet, or is he just engaged? Whatever. Engaged, married. We'll call it married. 2 kids. Like has a smidge of a thought in the back of his mind of, hey, I'm not going to push it past this limit because I don't want. There's no reason for me to wad myself. I'm not proving anything if I wad it and don't beat him. I'll prove more if I finish second and then beat him where I can.
No, because I don't think I've seen one time this year that Ando, outside of that second main in Glendale, where he has looked reckless. You can talk out the crashes, but we're talking about reckless as far as riding over their head.
Yeah.
No, because I have and that was a one slip up. That was just the way that face was. I have not seen Ando crash where he's been reckless yet. To be honest with you, like if you guys can think of that, I'm not thinking of it. Again, I just haven't seen him reckless. Where if this would have been in years past, where we see Ando do kind of some dumb shit, I would be like, "You're totally correct. You are 100% correct." But I haven't seen him, to lack of a better term, ride with reckless abandonment yet. Like when have you watched him this year where you go, "Oh my God, he's riding over his head"?
Yeah, but I don't think I'm not talking about reckless. So when you say reckless abandonment, I think of. Jet last year or whatever the year before. I think of Forkner in previous years. That's reckless abandonment, which I don't think we're going to see because these guys are
what I mean
older.
By the sending it comment,
but
though.
I do think there is a notch more send in Ando than what there is in Tomac anymore. And I think we've seen, I mean, look at it. We've seen it now, whether it's team, whatever, we've seen it over the last couple of years almost, we saw it last year with Tomac. There wasn't that send. He took it when it was there. Yeah. But there was not beast mode Tomac the last whatever of the race like there was in years past. I do think there is, it's not much, but it's just enough that it's what we're seeing where Ando is beating him at some of these races. But then again, I think we're going to get to point. I think there's going to be plenty of races where you're not going to see that.
But the thing, though, is that I almost feel like, though, that Eli at his best right now and Ando at his best, it's a 50-50.
I mean, I would agree.
Because, I guess my only problem with that comment, and it's hard to disagree because we know it's a thing, it's just I feel that when we make those comments, it's very unfair to the other person on that conversation.
Now,
because that's like if people, and I'm not saying you, but say we get to the end of this championship and Anderson wins by 1 fucking point, and somebody goes, well, the only reason he won by that 1 point or 2 points or whatever is because Eli didn't push it at one of these races. Well, don't we feel like that's a little bit discrediting Anderson? Because we think that Eli didn't push it, but it's like, well, how is that fair to the other guy in the back end? Because we wouldn't do that with a 250 guy.
If they battle like we've seen, then it's stupid to say
you
something
just know how
like
people
that.
would.
Yeah, I know. But that's what you're gonna get. But I mean, I don't know.
Well,
he's riding great. So,
yeah,
Cole, go ahead.
I also want to point out Anderson would be your overall winner.
He would be
if he didn't.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Find a little gap and try to kick the door open.
Well, think about not even that. And you and me, Cole, we've talked about this before. Okay, the Barsha incident at A1. If he just gets second, the radiator cap issue. Say he just gets second there, and this was his fault. The first main was his fault, and then the instance in Glendale was his fault. But say he gets second in that main too. Anderson's your points leader by what? I think it'd be more than 6 at this point.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, you coulda, woulda, shoulda, and it is what it is, and that's part of racing. But you also, I think you have to give, and this is the last thing I'll say about Anderson, since we've been talking about him and he got second, is you also got to kind of give him a little bit of credit in the sense that it's like, he is actually, if you take it down to the technical side of it, he has been better than Eli this year. I know the points don't say it, but if you actually want to look at how these races go, there's not a person that actually has an idea of what's going on when you're watching a race that can't say that Anderson has not been better. Like, he has. Yeah. It's fact. He has been better than Eli. And that's not taking anything away from Eli. Eli has rode a great season so far. But it's like, if you take two of those instances that were not his fault, Glendale in this round was, those two weren't. He's your points leader by quite a bit of margin already.
So here's something interesting I'd like to see, too. I would like to see Anderson get a bad start and watch him come through and see where we get to. Because we haven't really had that yet, have we? I was just trying to think as we were talking, and I don't think we've seen him.
I mean,
A1 was his worst
kind of area.
I think A1 was his worst start, and he was like what, ninth on the first lap?
but I'm saying like bad.
I think it'd be
like
the same,
Tomac,
though.
like Tomac bad start. Like,
but don't you think
he's buried?
Well,
15th.
I mean, he did come through the pack at the Radiator race.
I think it'd be this. Don't you think it'd be the same though? I think it would be the same result.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, it'd just be
because you know he's not going to be afraid to throw it in on people.
Oh, I know.
Oh, he was blowing past those dudes like they were standing still at the Radiator race.
So I totally agree with you. I feel like to answer that question the best I could is I feel like it'd be the same thing. Like,
yeah,
him and Eli pretty much have the same exact racecraft, except Eli doesn't throw it in on people.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes they're fucking insane, and other times they're like boneheads.
Yeah.
So
overall, I don't give a shit who wins this, and I'm not trying to argue either way.
Yeah, I'm not either. I'm just
pointing out things of like, and it's great. Yeah, I really hope it maintains the way it's going, where it's like, okay, cool. Obviously, we all probably think that Tomac's going to win this weekend at
we would think, but we don't know what is Anderson going to look like on a more outdoor track on that Cowie, because as good as he's been in Supercross, I know that he's not known as an outdoor guy.
Yeah,
but for all we know, he could be fucking insane.
Yeah,
we just don't. That's the thing. Yeah. We don't know how either of these guys are actually going to do. We assume that yes, you're correct. Tomac's going to win. He's looked great on the Yamaha. He's great at Daytona. But for all we know, Anderson, this Kawasaki might be the reason why he never won an outdoor championship. I don't know.
Yeah,
like
outdoor championship. How about overall?
Yeah, well, that's what I mean.
How about win a race?
Yeah, well, I mean, we know that he's been fast, and yes, you guys get what I'm saying though. Like, we just don't know. Maybe this Kawasaki is just the thing that Anderson needed to like put him over the hump, because it's not like all these guys that he grew up racing with, and we're not going to beat the whole 20-year thing. He was better than a lot of these dudes as amateurs. Mm-hmm. So like, it's fair to assume that if he'd have been in the right circumstance when he went pro, it would be the same thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I said, yes, we assume Tomac's going to win. But if Anderson goes out and smashes it, it's a weird thing because it's one race and it's Daytona. But I think it's because Eli's so fucking good at Daytona, you have a hard time believing anybody's going to beat him there.
Yeah.
So if he gets beat straight up, that's a whole different conversation that we're having after Daytona.
Yeah. One more thing with the Ando. So the Ando Malcolm incident. I mean, racing incident, but just, I don't know. He
made a bonehead.
It was a stupid move. Yeah.
Bonehead.
That was all there was to it. So, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, are you talking Mookie Ando deal?
Yeah.
I don't know if he's got to be smarter than that, or Mookie's got to quit turning down so hard in the corners, because if you watch Sexton, the only reason he went down is because Mookie was basically going backwards on the straightaway.
Yeah.
Well, also,
and
who
James
was it?
Always did that shit and got in trouble doing the same thing. Like, people would run into James for doing the same shit.
Yeah. And then Mookie did this like 2 years ago in one of the West Coast rounds. I can't remember who it was, but he had the same thing. He did the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's obviously not Malcolm's fault. It's Anderson's fault. He takes the 99% blame pie. But once again, though, like now going back and re-looking at it, we saw slow-mo, and he even said it. He held it on a little bit too long, but you could see how hard he was loading up on that front brake. Like, that bitch was like completely stopped, and then Malcolm just turned
locked up.
Yeah, and Malcolm just turned down into him. But once again, it was Anderson's fault. But it's not like he went in there trying to clean him out.
Yeah,
like he knows that that's not going to be a good result for anybody.
Man, it's a little.
Well, Sexton, same thing. Sexton had to lock. Soxton had to lock up the front wheel.
Yeah.
And lay it over, not to get into him.
Yeah, but again, I mean, and like we're talking about, Mookie turns down here, but with the Ando thing, dude, it's a little thing like that'll cost you this title, whether it's fucking up your bike because you both went down, both going down and costing you positions, or I mean, who knows now? I'm sure we'll find out this week. But Mookie was fucking pissed after that happened. And granted, he wasn't anywhere around him the rest of that night. But we all know these guys hold shit for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Mookie, though, is it kind of some of the comment that I made in the group chat. I don't think with the way Malcolm's year's going that he's going to risk doing something stupid just to get some payback. If he can get third of the points, that's a big bonus for him.
There's no risk. Yeah. There's no risk for him to fucking take out some dude's front wheel real quick.
No, but if it costs him in the process, like, you really think that he's going to take Anderson out and then it take a chance of him costing him a race that gets him third? We don't know the contracts, but let's be real.
I don't know.
His contract for getting top 3 in points.
It's probably good. Yeah,
exactly. And he's not
going to get bonus.
I think Malcolm's been around this long enough that he's not going to waste it.
What are all these people talking about? And I'd have to go back and look, but people are like, oh, well, that was payback from like A1 or something. Did Mookie and Anderson get into it and Anderson got the short end of the stick at one of the first couple of rounds?
I don't know. I don't remember.
In a heat race, maybe?
That I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Because people were like, yeah, that's payback for that. Because I think maybe something happened in the heat race.
I was about to say, in the main, I'm pretty sure Anderson was ahead of Malcolm that entire time at A1.
The whole
I don't
time,
know.
Well, yeah, because he got cleaned out by Marv. So
yeah.
I think something happened in the heat race.
Maybe. I don't buy it, though.
I'd have to go back and look.
Anderson, I also don't buy it. Like, yeah, he's done stupid, still bonehead moves and stuff, but
yeah, I don't think it's payback. But yeah, there was something that went down before. Like, Mookie's not an angel either.
Anderson realizes the situations that he's in right now, and he cannot spot Eli any points at all. So I don't know. It's an insane turn of events that's going on with him right now, because I do not remember the last time somebody this far into their career who won a championship, then went that long without winning a race, gets on a brand new bike, and then all of a sudden is rejuvenated at 29 years old.
Yeah.
That just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
That does not happen in motocross. Like, I don't even think there's anybody that you can line up that's been like that.
No. But, all right, enough with Ando. Moving on. So Webb goes 1-4-4 for third. I mean, gifted that win in the first one, and he even said it. He was like, they gave me that one, but I'll take it, so thanks. I mean, looked better, but it wasn't great. He looked feisty in qualifying. He was jumping out there in front.
Pretty good in the whoops.
Yeah. So maybe they're making improvements on this bike, and we'll see, but I think he's...
Well, he fired Burner.
That's fucking weird too. I've been trying to do some digging. I mean, you were in that one group chat. I was trying to dig it up. I'm trying to do some digging and find out what happened there. But everybody's under NDAs.
That comment that we saw, the comment from the person in that group chat, that just shows that nobody in this fucking sport will take accountability for shit.
No,
it pisses me off.
No, so yeah, weird thing. And then now it's like, okay, so you fired Burner. So what are you doing for trainer now? Like, did you go back to Alden?
I wonder what the fuck the deal was there.
I don't know. No one will say anything. I'm going to do some more digging this week and see if I can figure anything out, but I haven't heard anything yet.
Maybe he's just doing his own thing at the 83 compound.
Yeah, who knows? So, Sexton, 4th overall with a 4.35. I mean, that's just kind of okay night.
Considering how last weekend went. But yeah, it just showed that, like, his week probably a prep didn't go well, and he faded towards the end of those mains. But it's to be expected.
I mean, there just wasn't a lot of pop all day out of him that I saw. Nothing that blew off the page. Stu 5.63, and Stu looked feisty in that first one before obviously everything happened. Yeah. And I totally thought there was a possibility that he was going to win that first one there. I mean, Ando was coming on.
Ando was going to pass him had he not done that.
But I don't know, man. That looked good though. It was definitely a good look to see him out in front.
Look, Malcolm is taking advantage of all the situations that he's been in this year, and don't get my words mixed up. Like, he's obviously been super fast. We know he's been on the podium twice now, I think. Mm-hmm. He's third in points. Like, his speed is always there, even though we haven't seen heat race Mookie, even though he's won 2 heat races now, I think it is. But every situation he has made the best of this year, and you cannot discredit him, say anything about him. He has literally just been solid as a rock, and every situation that has happened, like the heat race and stuff, or that first main, like Eli buried, Anderson coming from a few spots back, Coop was buried, Barsha was like he's out front, and he's riding his own race,
flicking it off, baby.
He's doing what he has to do. And I think we're going to get to the end of the season, whether he gets third in points or not. Coop's closed up on a little bit the last couple weekends. Sexton can probably go back on a roll. Who knows? It's probably those 2 guys. That's it. He is doing the best with what he has right now, and that is big credit to him. Because most guys, when they get things, I don't want to say handed to them, but certain situations, they usually throw him away. And he's doing what he can, and mad props to him for that.
Yep. So, all right. Barsha 276. I mean, look good that first one. Then he started doing Barsha things like taking out Dylan and shit. So,
and I think in the
Oh yeah. I'll leave on this note because I just pulled in the garage. But man, Justin, that's gotta chap your ass. Seeing Barsha just put your boy in the dirt.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. I don't know what I was doing, and I don't even. Did they even catch the whole actual takeout on TV?
yeah.
Okay, so
yeah, it's on TV. And
Okay.
also, I want to point out how shitty Dylan looked in the whoops.
Yeah. Well, for me to critique him on whoops.
Hey, wait. Hold on. Hold on. Cole,
No. His technique was and like what I was trying to say, I was trying to figure out how to articulate it. Who am I to, critique him on technique and whoops? But his technique is like gone away in the whoops the last couple weekends. It is absolute garbage. He is literally extended off the back, has no control over what the front end's doing. And I don't know if that's like him going away from what DV's telling him and he's trying something new. But usually Dylan looks pretty damn good in the whoops. It's not just this weekend, Cole. The last couple weekends, he's kind of looked like dog shit. And I don't blame the bike. I blame him. Like, I don't know what he's doing. But I saw the tail end of the takeout. So I don't know what I was doing at the time. I'll have to go back and watch it.
Oh, he V-lined right after the finish line.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what Barsha does. Like, Dylan just didn't look, he just didn't look like,
Oh, yeah.
he
Who
looked
did he
shit.
ass back? He ass backed somebody, too, didn't he?
Yeah. He ass packed Brayton.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, that was definitely not Dylan's fault. And Jamar had the same thing happen to him.
Yeah.
We'll get into that.
Hey, so
This
wait.
is like the first 2 years of Dylan on 250F.
So Cole, before you go, watch this. So Justin, you want to spew some more bullshit about how he's going to win Daytona next week, or
I never said he was going to win Daytona.
Oh wait, hold on.
I said he was going to beat Mookie. I never said he was going to win Daytona.
Oh yeah. So you want to spew some more shit on that, or
I will still stand that he beats Mookie at Daytona.
Wow.
We're not going to get into
Cole,
this.
We'll
Cole,
see. We'll
you
see.
heard it.
I'll mark it down. I'm ready.
I don't have a problem with that. He's a fucking he's a better rider in that type of soil and that type of atmosphere than Mookie is. It's fact.
Be lucky to
we're
break the
about to
top
find
10
out.
at the rate he's going.
What do you mean? He was in the top 10 even riding like douche the whole night.
958. And now he's got,
do you know how to count?
now
That's
he's
fucking in the top 10.
now he's got longer track to fuck up on. This is
Longer-
gonna go well.
well, longer-
Shorter start, longer track. This is gonna go
A
well.
longer track to make up spots, bud.
Okay.
Well, I hope the guy, he needs a good race.
I'm just saying he's beating Mookie. I didn't fucking say he was going to win.
Is the panic button out for him?
No. What? Why would the panic button be out for him?
I'm not panicking on Dylan. Maybe it was supercross skills, but
Yeah.
outdoors.
When that man goes out and fucking wins another outdoor title, who gives a shit?
That'd be a thing.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Maybe. So
Well,
anyway. All right, thanks,
boys,
Cole.
so I'm about to unload this unit, and then yeah,
Jesus
thanks for
Christ.
having me. You guys have a
A
good
Justin
rest of
Barsha unit?
Justin Barsha unit.
the- No, not quite. I wish.
Yeah.
Unreal.
My pants aren't that tight, and I
Unreal.
don't have anything to show off like that.
Okay, that
Jesus
went
Christ.
way too far.
All right, cool. Later, buddy.
Yeah,
All right, see ya.
we grow, we don't show.
Oh,
Okay,
God,
bro.
here we
See
go.
you later. See you
All
later.
right, later.
All right, later, boys.
Later.
All right, so so Dylan 958 ass packs Brayton, gets taken out by Barsha. I mean, it's just this
Yeah, it was just bad.
Supercross is just a disaster for him this year. And like you said, his whoop technique looks like shit. Last week he gets all sketchy, takes out his teammate. I mean, dude, it is not going at all.
I think it's just, I mean, who fucking knows what's going on? Like I said, like these guys, we talk about it enough. These guys aren't transparent with shit. We don't fucking know.
Let's just sign him as an outdoor rider only.
I mean, I don't think he'd have a problem with that. Because, I mean, if he fucking wins every outdoor championship he's in, I don't think he's going to give a shit.
So-
I'm going to be real honest with you. Like, I bet if you went to him and it's like, hey, man, you don't have to ride Supercross, I don't feel, I'm going to, in all honesty, taking sarcasm out of it, I feel like Dylan is one of those guys that'd be like, oh, cool. Okay, I'll just ride outdoors. Like, I don't think he cares.
Yeah. Justin Brayton in 8th, 7, 10, 11. Dude, he is just happy
Top
to
5
be there.
starts.
Yeah, great starts.
Was running, what was it? Was it the second main?
I don't know.
One of the mains, like, well, when we had Kev on, I made that comment because he was running top 5 for like a good 2-3 laps. I think
Yeah.
it was the second main. And we just know his speed over that amount of time, even over in 12+1, like it's just not there anymore.
Yeah.
Like we would have seen in the past with Triple Crowns. But I mean, dude, top 10 pretty much every weekend. Well, not every weekend, but close to every weekend. Top 10 on the board in practice, like transferring through the heat races.
And he's just happy to be there.
I feel like this is a bomb-ass season for him. This is
Yeah.
a great season for Brayton at 38 years old or whatever
He's
he is.
38, and he is just pumped to be there.
Like, he's just top 10. Just
That's
top.
what he says every interview I listen to. He's
Well,
just pumped to be there.
I mean, he's there. His kids are there. His wife's there. Like, dude, he's having the time of his life, man.
Yeah. So,
And we get to go to Braytona this weekend.
I mean, you can't fault him. 38 years old, and he's getting 8th place in
and
a
he gets
450
and
Supercross.
and he's still getting paid good money to ride a dirt bike for
Yep.
a living. Like, I
Bingo.
don't think he gives a shit.
So, Shane McKelrath, 9th, 10-12-7. Had a hole shot there, led a little bit in one of the, I don't remember
Back.
which one it was.
I think it was the third main. That back, I think we're already seeing signs of it.
Yep.
And I'm real afraid for Daytona this weekend.
Yep.
I think this might be the weekend that it finally just goes.
Yep. 100%. Dino, 8-13-9.
Didn't look real great, to be honest with you. Like,
Nope.
the 8-9 is great. The 13, bad. But
Had him on my fantasy team, took him off my fantasy
I'm going to be
team.
real honest. Yeah, because he was dookie in practice. I'm going
Yeah.
to be real honest with you. I kind of thought with Max going out
Yeah.
and with Aaron going out this week that he would be like,
You would think he'd get a bump of like a couple of spots here.
yeah, and just no.
We just didn't see that. No, wasn't great. So, Vince Freeze, 12-8-10. That was
Dude.
good. Relevant. Relevant. I mean,
But he qualified 8th,
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
holy shit.
Fast.
Really? Like,
yep.
okay, so,
On a track with 2 whoop sections.
yeah, I know. He seems to be better in the whoops though on that 450. I don't know if that's just because comfortability of riding it, and knowing like,
Probably.
hey, I have to push in deeper with the 250.
Yeah.
Has there been any word if Moto Concepts is for sure still going outdoors?
I don't know. I haven't heard that yet.
I really hope they go outdoors because I really want to see Vince on a 250 outdoors.
Be
I
interesting.
think he would be really, really good.
Yeah.
I know that he would probably rather ride a 450 outdoors,
Yeah.
but I really hope that they go. We know that Brayton's not going to ride outdoors, but at least with him and Oldenburg, like, put them on 250s, go ride outdoors.
Yeah.
I hope that they go ride outdoors, and I think that that's their plan.
Maybe. We'll see. Heartthrob, 12th place. Real good finish for him. 13,
Dude, he's-
13, 14, 12. He's moving on up.
You got to give the guy credit, man. Everything that he was saying with the team being at odds with the team, the bike
Yeah.
setting last year, and barely making all the mains, and now he's easily making mains and top 15.
And we needed time to develop, okay? I mean, like we said, he's
He's
young.
good. He's gonna be good. I think he's gonna be good again outdoors. I think so. I really do. I mean, he was top 10 at the end of the year. We know that there was a lot of guys out.
Yep.
But we know that he's not a Supercross guy. He's more of an outdoor guy, and
Yep.
I think that this is a good look for him. I
Yep.
think he's just gonna be good.
Yep.
So you got to give the guy credit.
Just got to take a breath for this next one. Ken Roxon, 13th with a 16-9-16. He looked really feisty in qualifying and was at the top of the board, battling with those guys for fastest qualifier. Then he has a tip over, and then we're done.
Then he gets into it with Marv in the third main. Was
Well,
it third or
didn't-
second?
Didn't get into it. Third
Well,
main.
you know what I mean? Like,
Didn't
he was
get into
part-
it. Suck Marv into his rear
He was
wheel.
part. Okay, not getting into it. He was part of both of them going down.
Yeah. And couldn't get by Kev, and
I am real.
as Kev pointed out.
I'm real worried for this weekend,
It's bad.
and it's going to be hot. Well, hot,
Panic
hot
button.
and normal circuit. It's going to be in the mid 80s.
We are slamming the panic button on this one right now.
Dude,
It's bad, dude. It's fucking terrible.
and I
to
still,
be honest with you,
I
it's
still
terrible.
stand. I still stand by my comments, and I don't remember if you agreed with me or not. I don't remember if Cole did. I don't think we see him outdoors, man. I don't know what's going to happen with the Jets.
It's hard to see him going outdoors.
But here's
when
the
it's
thing,
this
and
bad.
we know the thing about Jet. We know that they want him on that 450.
Yeah.
That's going to be very interesting, and obviously, fucking, the people that should know, we won't fucking know until the last minute. Well, maybe we will, but other people won't. If he just tells Honda, I don't want to go outdoors, it really makes me wonder what Lars and everybody is going to say, because they're not just going to go outdoors with Chase. Do they bump Jet up and they just say, hey, this is what we want? But then it goes back to, well, they are not going to get him to defend the I'm just really curious to see what happens if we find out towards the end of Supercross that Kenny has said, I'm not racing outdoors, because things are going to get super interesting over at that Honda truck if he just comes out and tells Lars, I don't fucking want to do it.
Yeah.
Because I just don't know what they're going to do. You just don't know what they want to do, because they're going to want Jet to defend that number one title, because it's been a long time since Honda has had the number one plate for outdoors.
Yeah.
But then it's like, we want him on the 450. We really want him there. But then it's like, we just leave Hunter that Chance is not going pro for, I don't know. That fucking team, if Kenny comes out and tells them that they doesn't want to ride outdoors, Honda is going to be in a predicament, and they're going to have to figure some shit out. And I'm just really interested to see, because it's going to be drama for everyone.
Yeah.
But I stand by my comments. I don't think we see Ken Roczen race outdoors this year. There's no fucking way. And Daytona, like I said,
it's hard to see it.
I'm really scared this weekend that Daytona is going to be very, very, very bad for him.
Well, it can't be much worse than 16th.
No, it can't, but we could just see the final nail in the coffin that is Ken Roczen's career.
Yeah.
I mean, he could race Daytona this weekend and just have a fucking meltdown and just not show up.
I am super interested to see where he goes after this.
I think he's done, man.
I don't think so. I think he's going to keep racing. I think he's going to sign with someone else.
Look, I would love to agree with you, but part of me if everything we have heard and the comments, and once again, we're not going to talk about this, that stuff just doesn't go away with new surroundings.
I know it doesn't just go away, but I don't know that he is mentally done himself yet. And what I mean by that is he might mentally be done racing here, but mental-wise, he just cannot put it away yet. So
Which is weird for a guy like him, because he's still getting paid a lot of money. So it's not like if he
mentally, I think he's done with that bike. He is, so
which we've seen once again is bullshit after the last 2 weekends. That bike is still good.
Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, and from one to another, I mean, Marv goes 11-11-22. What the fuck was that fade in the first one? Because
it was the same thing that happened in fucking Oakland. Wasn't it Oakland or San Diego?
Something like that, yeah. But the first 2 laps, I'm like, dude, Marv's about to go win this fucking race.
And I don't know if you caught it, but I think it was Ricky was saying something that they think he was having bike issues. Because he kept looking down underneath the tunnel.
They said that, and then he looked down right on camera.
Was he looking down on the right side or the left side?
The left.
So maybe he was stuck in second gear or something. Or second to third or some shit. But I'm just sitting there going, what the fuck is... This is the second time this year has happened.
Yeah.
What is going on with him?
I don't know. It's a weird situation. We may never know.
God, we're not going to know. Let's be real. It sucks too, man, because God, he was looking good in that first
He was
looking so good. He was,
and then the fade started.
I just really want him. I really want him to get at least a win before he goes out this year.
Yeah.
I really want it.
Maybe. So, 15th, Chiz, who's going to Chiz with a 17, 15, 13. Just
Chiz numbers.
16th was Amart with a 20-16-14.
Bro, practice? Holy shit. Bad.
Yeah.
Fucking bad.
Terrible.
Just terrible. And then that high side that he decided to do.
Oh, yeah. That was real bad.
Amart, what are you doing?
I don't know. He's Alex Martin. He can't touch the fucking ground.
He's going to die outdoors.
He's got foot pegs that are...
raised like 5 millimeters.
Yeah. No, I think it's 7. And then he has insoles that are 1.5 inches thick to give him more height.
He's going to die outdoors.
He's going to die.
He's going to
He's going to fucking die. Boy, Kevin Moran's 19-18-15. Great job for him. Starling, 18th with an 18-17-17. So good for him. Bogle, 19th, 15-22-18. There's another guy that's just like, oof.
Done after this year.
Yep. Cade, 14-20-21 for 20th. All right. Carnell, 22-19-19. Okay. And Joan Cross rounds it off with a 21-21-20 for
good for those
22nd.
two. Good for those guys.
Yeah, so good for those guys for making the main. Carnell's making it on a fucking 250, so that's impressive.
Joan Cross has officially become the new darling of getting starts in the LCQs.
Yeah.
I really wanted to jab at Kev going, how does it feel going to the LCQs knowing that there's a guy you're racing that has better starts than you?
Yeah, that's weird. So
good for them, though. Congrats to them, especially for Carnell. I mean, Carnell is obviously more established than Joan Cross, at least here in the States.
Yeah.
But good for Cross. I think that's only the 3rd main he's ever made. And, yeah, just good for him, man. Because let's be honest, no shot at him. But he doesn't have top-end speed like a lot of these dudes.
No.
Especially even the LCQ guys. So he is literally making it in through the LCQs on starts.
Yeah.
And racecraft. Mm-hmm. He is not making it in because he is faster than these dudes. I mean, dude, there's been a lot of times where you've looked at the board and he's been like 30th fastest.
Yeah.
So that's not an easy thing to do in this day and age. So congratulations to him. Good on him. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, so moving on to 250s here. 250s brought to you by Gutterworks. Look them up at gutterworksgutters.com. Josh and Kayla, locally owned company, Southwest Michigan. So if you need some beautiful seamless gutters,
great people,
make sure to check them out. All right, let's start here. Well, let's start with the big news. Let's go with the Jet and Forkner. Hold on, I gotta go put my sweatshirt on, dude. I'm freezing right now.
I was about to say.
Talk about Jet and Forkner. Go.
So we all know the situation. Jet was closing in on Austin. Jet almost died in the whoops for the third time, and we'll talk about him specifically when we actually just talk about him. But goes to the outside on Fortner. Fortner stays tight in the corner. Jet cross ruts, bounces him to the outside, hits the tough block, pitches away to the outside, and he basically crossed over on Austin. It was not Jet's fault. Jet was not maliciously trying to take out Austin. It wasn't even a race incident. It's literally just bad situation altogether. Like Kev said, Jet pushed it a little bit further, so he basically had the suspension to soak it up and face it, where Austin just gravity killed him and slammed him in the middle of the transition. But it wasn't anybody's fault. Like I said, Jet just hit the tough block and it pitches way to the outside. And when you have that much energy going through your body and through the bike, there's nothing you're going to do about it. And it was a bad situation. I can't stress this enough. I feel so bad for Fortner, because this literally was looking like the season that he was being more mature, and he was going to just, if the race win was there, he was going to take it, and if not, he was just going to settle for whatever place his speed was at, and just fucking, kind of like you said in the group chat, if Fortner didn't have bad luck, he wouldn't have no luck.
Yeah.
And I know that you're not a Fortner guy, but I know that you had to be watching there sitting going, God, that fucking sucks for him.
It does. So it sucks for everyone, because obviously we don't get to watch that battle, and it was shaping up to be a good battle.
Especially going into Daytona this week in a race that Fortner has won before.
Yeah, so, it was just terrible. I mean, you watch that, and at first you're just like, holy shit, that just happened. And then you go back and start watching replays, and you're going, oh, yeah, so Jet almost dies in the whoops. And if you did you watch the slow-mo of him going through the whoops? I mean, dude, he's 90 degrees, bike kicked out to the right. Somehow
that
saves
bitch
it.
almost like was completely sideways facing the concrete.
And then just hooks it around the outside, and just, I don't know, man, just too much momentum carries him into that tough block. You can see the tough block move, so he obviously hits it. And when he goes off that face, you can tell he's just like, oh, shit, because there is nobody English to try to bring it back. He didn't scrub that way. It was literally just, he hit that, it shot him off that direction, and he just went, fuck. And you can just see him look to go like, where am I going to hit him, and where am I going to hit? And yeah, Jet got lucky. I thought Jet was hurt for a second,
Jet got real lucky because he was down too, and he wasn't moving there for a minute.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's why I said what I said in the group chat. I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Because RJ had just crashed the main before, and we'll get to that. And I'm like, really? Did we just lose 3 of the top 5 guys all in one fucking night?
Yeah. So, dude, just bummer deal. But then again, just not stupid stuff by Jet, just like little dumb things. Like, okay, the first main, I'll give it to you. You're coming out. You get a good start, and that was just a weird ass thing there. Okay?
Yeah, he just pivoted too hard, and the back end came around him a lot harder than he thought. But the third main, dude, second main, rode great. We don't even have to talk about that. Like, he just got out front and set a gap.
And he rode great that first main, too, after he got up there. He was
still a little... Yeah. There were moments where he was a little sketchy, but the third main, same thing. And this goes back to my comment with Jet. And once again, young kid, still trying to be more mature. But he's kind of doing the same thing sometimes that AC did. Like, he's just reacting instead of using his brain. And we all know what he was doing. Got a great start. He wanted to get into that corner a little bit quicker so he could get a gap, try to push, do what he did in the second main.
Yep.
But it's like, dude, okay, at the worst, even if you push out a little bit, you're second going in that rhythm section, you have nothing to bank off of. There's no rut. There's no berm there. You go down. You not only take a chance of getting run over, which he got very thankfully didn't get run over. And then it's like, okay, even if you don't get run over, you're dead last now on the first lap.
Bingo.
And you have to go through a lot of guys that you are substantially faster than. Mm-hmm. It's like, dude, just... take it down a notch.
Yeah.
Like, you know what you can do in that second main. You did it. You did it in Minneapolis. Why are you doing that? And this is what scares me with him. And who knows? Maybe he goes to Daytona and he wins by whatever, or maybe he doesn't. But this is the thing that still scares me with him in Supercross. He rushes things too much.
Yeah.
And even in that whoop section in the third main, 3 laps in a row.
Yeah, he got way out of hand.
Why are you going to the left side? The first time when you almost fucking pitch it sideways, okay, stop. Go to the right, rhythm through, and he just kept doing it every lap.
Yeah.
And I think that's sometimes, and it's the Stu thing, you almost think you're almost too talented for your own good sometimes.
Yep.
You think no matter how sideways that bike gets or no matter what it does, you can bring it back around. And most of the time he's been able to, but we've also seen in the past he doesn't.
Yeah.
He got lucky. There was a lot of times, especially that third time, right almost before the Fortner incident, I thought he was fucking sending it out the door.
Yep.
And if he would have shot left and you end up in the concrete, you're done.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, I want to see him finish. And it's like, dude, What are you doing?
There was lots of little things like that last night that was just like, dude, just take a breath. You're faster than all of these guys. Like, let's face it, no one is sitting here arguing that jet speed isn't there.
No.
You're faster than all of them.
It's just the problem
Just take a breath, and you'll get there by the end of the race. And I know last night, here we are again, Triple Crown, shorter races. So does that play into it if he's like, fuck, I gotta go type deal? But then you watch like that second one, dude, and it is just like the most beautiful thing you've ever seen happen because he's not pushing too hard. He's cruising. Corner speed's great. Straight as an arrow through the whoops. Perfect technique. Like, it is fucking amazing. And then you watch stuff like that, and I think what that third main just turned into, shit, I made a mistake in the first one and finished fourth. Now I made another mistake. Fuck, I got to go to the front so I can, like, really... And you know, and he's got a good group around him. Like, I'm sure his dad is going, dude, like, calm the fuck down.
The scary thing, though, is that this is now... So this is his third, well, technically his second year, because obviously he didn't finish all of his rookie season. We're not going to get into that. We know what happened. But his second year of Supercross.
Yeah.
Call it 2.5 years, 2.25 years. This is a pattern now.
Yeah.
When he doesn't get the start, he fucking implodes.
Yeah.
He gets to start, we know what happens. Like, he's fucking won some of these races by 15 seconds when he has two people to pass. That has got to be for you. I don't dislike Jet. I'm more of a Hunter guy. I like Jet, but I'm not on the Jet train as much as everybody else. But you being a Jet guy, now that this is actually a pattern, that's got to concern you a little bit, because when you're sitting there watching him, and if he gets a 10th place start, even though we know he's faster than these guys, at least in Supercross outright, and it's not close, you've got to be sitting there going, well, what Jet are we going to get? Are we going to get the guy that goes to the front, or are we going to get the guy that goes around? And the problem is, like I said, with a pattern, going off statistics, and I'm trying to do this more, statistics says he will hit the ground.
Yep.
And that's got to be concerning for you, a guy that likes Jet as much as you do.
So I am. So it's so weird, because it's like you watch last week, okay, and you just think, man, he is matured. Like, he was not pushing it last week to go win by 30 seconds or anything. You're like, oh, this is awesome. Then you watch this week, and you go, fuck, dude, if stuff doesn't go right, just take the fourth. Like, you go 4-1-4, you're still going to get third. You're probably going to get second over J-Mart.
You're getting points.
You're getting points. You didn't hit the ground. You're not sore. We're good to go for next week.
Yep.
But instead, we have these freakouts like that, and it's like, dude, and again, we all have to look at it. He's still just a fucking kid.
Yep.
And, like, this is what we're going to get with him being a kid, and hopefully he can crack through his own skull here, not in the literal sense, but in the metaphoric sense, and get this figured out to where, like, he does something like last night. Instead of pushing through and then causing the issue with him and Forkner there and all that shit, he just takes the fourth or fifth, lets the chips fall where they may, and then continues on his way.
But the problem is, though, is how far are we going to get in his career where we stop using that he's just a kid? Because, yes, he is still a kid.
It's hard because he's only 18, so he's got years.
But the problem, though, is that he is, yes, just a kid, but he's now been a professional for almost 3 years.
Yeah.
So, yes, you can say that maturity, as Coach likes to use, athletic maturity,
yes.
He's still he's low because he's not old, but he's also been doing this long enough now. He knows what happens when you ride over your comfort zone. He knows he knows this is my breaking point, and this is when I go into the red. So, and I'm not trying to shit on him while he's is having a down moment, because he is having a down moment.
Yeah.
But the thing, though, is, like I said, the pattern, because if you go back for the last since his rookie season, every race that he's gotten a good start, he's either won or got second.
Yeah.
But the problem, though, is that the pattern shows that when he doesn't get a start, he doesn't finish on the box.
Yeah.
He doesn't finish on the box more often than not. It's just the problem that is that when he gets a start, his ratio is so much better that those first and second outweigh the seventh and eighths.
Yeah.
But like I said, look at how many times last season, he gets a start, either wins or gets second. But those few times that he didn't get a good start, it was bad.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I still have to stand by with Jet and Supercross is that I'm still not convinced that if he doesn't get a start, he's not going to implode. And it's not like he's the first person to ever do it. We've seen Ricky do it. We've seen James do it. We've seen Travis do it. We've seen all these guys do it. So it's not like it's him.
Yeah.
But the thing, though, is that you're getting to a point in your career, and especially now that there's this push to get him on a 450, I don't think he has too much this might even be his last year to do it, because they might just say, screw it, and we're putting you on a 450 next year.
Yeah.
I feel with all the hype around him that if he doesn't go win a Supercross title on a 250 before he goes to the 450, it's kind of a black mark on him because it's like, dude, we know you have the speed, we know you have the fitness. Now it's just the mental. And it's like, dude, you've been doing this long enough now. And like I said, 2.5 years isn't a long time, but in racing it is. You know what you got to do to win these races because it's not like if he never won a race before, this conversation's different.
Yeah.
But it's like, bro, you got to start, you win by 10 seconds. You know how to win these fucking races.
Yeah.
You know what you have to do to put yourself in to win those. You just won a title outdoors. You know what you have to do to win a title. But it's like, bro, you got to get out in your own way sometimes. And look, we know that it took, and AC's kind of it's a good thing to compare to.
Yeah.
Because AC kind of did the same thing for a long time, except his problem is he could never stay healthy. That's not Jet's problem. It took AC a very long time to realize I got to calm down, at least on a 250. I got to calm down some of these times and just relax.
Yeah.
But the problem though is that AC also never won a Supercross title on a 250. He won it outdoors.
Yeah.
Daytona is going to be very interesting this weekend because if he goes out and wins by however many seconds, then they'll be like, okay, we're good. But if he gets a bad start and things, because Daytona, we know, even if it's not old Daytona, you make 1-2 mistakes, that's going to compound and it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And he could either come out here with the points lead and be the only red plate holder, or he might even come out of this race and he might be fourth in points.
Yeah.
This race it's the third round, but I think this is a big gut check moment for Jet. Am I going to go win? Or if I'm in third and things aren't going right, am I going to take the third?
Yeah.
I
don't know. Moving on from that, though, we don't need to spend hours. Plus, we got Brees coming up here in about 15 minutes. So McAdoo wins with a 2-3-1. It's weird to say that Whackers is the most solid-looking dude out of all these kids at this point.
And he was fast last night, too, man. He was fast. He was fast. He passed Fortner twice outright, which is weird because the first main, he had nothing really for Fortner after Austin got around him. It looks good. I mean, maybe Starling was onto something.
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, he does look good, so we'll see where this goes. Tied for the red plate for next week. So
I also forgot completely, and this just shows you how uneventful that was. I forgot he won Daytona last year.
Oh, yeah.
Completely forgot about that. When they said it on the broadcast, it was like,
interesting. Yeah. So, and speaking of Daytona, Jeremy Martin goes 9-2-3 for second overall.
Goes down to the third main and still goes back and catches Jace Owen and passes him.
Yeah. So, dude, honestly, with what I'm seeing out of Jeremy Martin at this point, my thoughts on Jeremy Martin is he thinks exactly the same way we are. Just finish the year.
Yeah, he
doesn't
wants to
fucking care where he finishes as long as he goes to every race and finishes.
And like I said, he's got Daytona coming up. He's good there. He gets to race Atlanta, which we know is still Supercross, but a little bit more outdoors-ish.
Yep.
He's got 2 races that he's probably going to go and be a little bit more confident than everybody else. So it's like, dude, he just wants to get through the year, and I think that even though he will tell you he wants to win a Supercross title because it's the only thing he hasn't done yet, we all know that I think his big goal is just get to outdoors healthy.
Yep.
Just fucking be 100% at that first round at Paula.
Yep. Well, he's working on it. Like I said, I like what I'm seeing out of him because he's just racing.
And he looked good last night too. Like I said, the Jace Owen, you could be like, oh, it wasn't really his fault. It was Jace's fault. Same thing happened with Dylan and Brayton. What were you gonna say? With
J-Mart, I mean, it's just like the speed is just a touch off of like what Faulkner and Jet are.
Yeah.
So, but like he could pull a Dungey and just podium the shit out of him.
I mean, and that might happen too.
Shit out of him, yeah.
That might really happen. He might just be a second and third place guy speed wise this year, and maybe we just get to the last round and he wins because he was just on the podium every time.
Yep.
That's all he's got to do.
Yep.
Because now with Fortner, we don't know, but let's assume he's out because he definitely broke something.
Yes.
And when we get to one of the guys too, another guy that we talked about, he might be out too. So like now you're just looking at, it's you, Jet, and McAdoo.
Yeah.
And being in all fairness to everybody else, like those are the 3 guys.
Yep.
So I'm being a big J-Mart fan that I am. I like seeing him just being on the box.
Yep.
Just stay healthy the whole entire year because we know when we get to outdoors, that's where we want you to be.
Yep.
So I'm happy.
Jet was third, as we talked about. Oldenburg had a really good night with a 5.65. That was really solid for him.
Looks good on that.
Looks
250.
really good. Jordan Smith had a really good ride with a 6.10.7. That's a very Jordan Smith thing to do. And then next week he'll crash out in spectacular fashion, so no problem. Enzo Lopes, dude, Enzo's really fucking good this year.
5th in points, man. He's 5th in points.
He goes 11.76 for 6th overall. So
he's good, man.
Yeah,
he's good.
That's impressive.
It's another kid I really like, Enzo. Another kid I really hope is healthy for outdoors because he's a little bit better outdoors than he is in Supercross. Dude, solid starts, solid in qualifying. Just doesn't he's one of those guys that he's been doing this long enough now. He's had enough rides. He's been around. He just basically, like, if this is where I'm at, this is where I'm at.
Yep.
I'm not going to go over here, and I'm not going over here. I'm just going right down the middle. And
It's like Hitch. We're just right here.
Yeah, this is not you. This is you. And I like it. I like the kid.
It's totally fine.
Yeah, I like it. And that's a lot of publicity for that club team.
It is.
That is a lot of publicity.
Yep. So Forkner, even with crashing out that last one, goes 7th overall with a 1.419. Obviously, we don't know what the fuck's going to happen here. He was having a good night, and he was, in my opinion, the first 2 races here, showing maturity. I mean, that first race, he was real patient until he saw his opening, and then boom, jumped out and went.
Which really sucks considering that, like, this is the first time we've seen him go, hey.
Yep.
And that's what really, that, if anything, even if you're not an Austin Forkner person, that is what really sucks about this, because he was literally in this for the title.
Yep.
He wanted to be all the way till the end, where in years past, let's be honest, we would have saw Fortner implode. And there was not one moment last night outside of that incident where I go, whoa, Austin, calm the fuck down.
Yep.
He was honestly the most, weird to say, smoothest guy out of the bunch.
Yeah.
Which is a really weird thing to say.
say.
So, I mean, God, it really sucks. And if it's a bad injury, I just hope he's healthy by outdoors.
Me too. All right, so Kyle Peters quietly 10.98 for 8th.
Kyle
That's a
Peters is gonna Kyle
dude.
Peters, man.
He's like the Chiz of the 250 class. It's great. Okay, so this guy I want to talk about for a second here. 9th overall, Phil Nicoletti, 7.515. Are you surprised by Phil's speed?
Super surprised, especially considering, and we've heard this enough now, that he said top end speed, I'm 7 to 10, and I don't think I'm any better than that. I mean, yeah, I think that he
could get top 5s before the end of this season, in my opinion.
He could. He could
have been there last night had he not had that stupid, and he was pissed about that. He's like, I don't even know what the fuck happened or whatever.
With RJ?
No.
Oh.
When he tipped over before, or when he slid out before the thing, and took out Styles. He took out the whole Rockstar team last night. I just thought about that. That was awesome.
Yeah, man, it's just, he's a vet, man. He's a vet. He knows how to get through these races. Like, we can make fun of Phil for being fucking squirrely and having this drop shoulders, elbows tucked in style.
Dude, he's got some fucking speed. He's
gonna
the
be good.
thing.
He's gonna be good this weekend.
We literally all sat here and we were like, I don't know how this is gonna work. He's gonna throat slit all these kids and be like a 15th place dude. And then here he comes out the first 2 rounds. It's just solid inside the top 10.
Is he riding a 450 outdoors or 250?
I think he's going 4. I'm not sure though.
Good, man. He's just, I think at that point, with where he's at now, you just got to look. It's because he's a vet. He just knows how to make it through these races.
Yep.
He's not the Phil Nicoletti that we've seen 10 years ago that fucking dies every time he's on track.
Yeah.
So cool. Good for him, man. I mean, that whole club team. We'll get to the third guy with the way he was in that third main. I don't know where Jace finished, but.
Well, next up is Styles.
Starts. Holy shit.
Starts are great, but man, dude, as soon as things started happening for him in that first main, they start happening so fast.
Here's the thing, though. He's not even 100%.
Oh, yeah.
So what do you think he's going to be like, though, if he's 100% healthy?
Well, he's got the starts dialed, and if he can get healthy and stay healthy, I mean, he can run up front there.
That's a dangerous combo, dude.
It is.
Like, there's no way you could have told me that he was going to nail all 3 starts.
No.
I'd have been like, you're fucking high. I was like, he didn't even do that as an amateur.
Yep.
I don't know how long it's going to take because we all know how long he was off the bike and just getting on it. But, dude, that kid gets healthy. He could be dangerous come the end of this season.
Yep.
Very, very dangerous because we know he's not afraid to send it.
Nope.
So.
Yeah. So, and then the last Club MX rider, Jace Owen, 11th place with a 14.13.4.
That third main was good.
It was good.
We know that Owen has speed. We've seen it for a long time. He's just never been able to consistently duplicate it.
Nope.
But he's even another guy, man. That whole club team has just been solid.
The whole club team is solid.
I'm pretty sure they're all top 10 in points.
Oh, yeah.
So because we know Enzo's 5th, Phil's like 7th or 8th, and Jace has got to be at least 10th.
Yeah.
So good for that team, man. The most solid team so far, in my opinion.
Yep, 100%.
Other than fucking, Garrett Marchbanks.
Pierce Brown had a rough day. I heard in a post race, and he said, it just progressively got better, and we just kind of laughed it off and said, well, it is what it is.
Got second in the third
I was going to say 15.19.2 for 12th overall.
That's another kid, man, that if he stays if he
can keep it out of the brown.
If he mentally can keep it together for races consecutively. Yeah. He's another kid that he's got the speed to be up front every weekend. It's
100%.
It's just down in the brown.
100%.
Down in the brown.
So Derek Drake 13th, 16.12.9. Not bad. The 9th is good. The 9th was good. John Short made it.
Love that fucking guy.
14th with a 13.15.11.
That 11th is good for him. That's good. In this coast, good for him.
Varese 15th with a 19.11.13. The 11's good. The other two are kind of he's a little underwhelming
considering
this
we
year.
know what bike he's on.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's not going well for him. We'll put it
No,
that
maybe
way.
like I said, I know that I've said this about a million guys, but maybe it'll be better for Daytona. But very underwhelming considering the bike that he's on.
Yep. RJ, that was rough. That was fucking rough, dude.
And we don't know what's going on with him either.
No.
I don't think he has anything broken, but dude, he fucking laid
dude,
there.
I feel bad because that fucking bridge is tall, and he got all sorts of crossed up there, and then just had to watch the ground come and hit him. Like,
yeah,
that's
gravity
a fucking,
bounced his
I was
ass
gonna
off
say,
Earth.
That was a shitty thing, the shitty crash to
Wow,
have.
especially in that position because he almost got smoked. I think it was Oldenburg was right behind him. Oldenburg like fucking came over. He's like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
fucking pivoted it out to the outside.
Yeah, that wasn't a good look when they went to him on the TV either, and
He was
he's just
laying there.
laying there sprawled, not moving. It's
I'm
like,
just
oh,
thinking,
shit.
oh no,
Yeah.
that was the first thing that came to mind. I was like, oh fuck,
Yeah. So, but I mean, very RJ thing.
And that's the thing though too is that's kind of like it's obviously different, but the same thing with Jet and Fortner. It was nobody's real fault there because like
He just got kind of crossed up going up, and then I
Well,
think he
and
tapped Phil's rear wheel.
and I
didn't
think
he? Yeah.
Phil like I think Phil kind of came on. He came down the center and he kind of leaned to the outside because I think he was going to go jump to that outside berm. And I don't think RJ anticipated it. I don't know if the bike went out on him a little bit more than he thought, so he overcorrected.
Yeah.
But if you look at them going up the face, like RJ is to the right and Phil's in the middle.
Yeah.
And Phil went like this and RJ went like this, but I don't think they anticipated
No.
going like this. That's another guy. I really hope that he is healthy because if he's in the same boat as Fortner, like, dude, same
Yeah.
thing. If he didn't have any bad luck, he would have no luck.
Yep.
And that just reminded me of WW.
Yeah.
With that. I'm just thinking like, oh my God, is like gravity hates RJ.
Yeah, pretty much. So, Henry Miller 17th, Marshall Welton, the Michigan native there. Good first moto.
Yeah, was the 11th?
Yeah, 12th.
12th. So not bad for him.
Fry in there at 19th, Cartwright 20th, Cody Schock, he crashed. I don't know. That's a rough go for him. The Supercross not going well for Schock this year.
No, which is really weird considering last year was pretty decent.
And then Kitchen, have you heard anything about him? Back
No.
crash that first moto.
Yeah, not a good
and-
spot to go down in either.
No.
I think that he just knocked the wind on himself and probably just said,
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I haven't heard anything, but yeah, 22, 22, 22 for 22nd. Good job, Levi.
I thought you were about to say 22, 22, 22 for 21st.
That would be awesome. So, anything else with the race here before we take a break and get Brees on?
After Brees is over, are we going to talk about anything or are we just kind of wrap the show up?
We'll kind of wrap it up.
Okay, all right.
I don't have anything else I really want to talk about that much. So.
All right, well, then we just kind of preview our thoughts on Daytona
Yeah,
when we're done.
yeah,
All right, cool.
yeah.
Yep,
So,
nope, we're good.
All right, quick break. We'll come back with Privateer hero Ryan Brees and make shit happen. So, be right back.